In the full bus packed to overflowing, everyone's attention was drawn to a small boy holding a scrap of wood with extreme care. And one lady asked him why he was being so careful about this worthless scrap of wood. And he explained, I am taking my little aunt for a ride. She is my great friend. It is her first trip today in a bus. I could not keep my eyes off him. When he got off the bus, I got off too. And I felt that here was someone I could really talk to. I told him that I too was very fond of little ants. And I told him about the only time I got very angry with the ants. One night, the little ants ate my roses. And next morning, I caught a little red lady ant, whom I called Sonia. Sonia was one of the cleverest ants I ever met in my life. And I asked her why she and her fellow ants had just gobbled up my roses. And she replied, do you think you are the only person to like roses? At first I was taken aback, but then retorted, eating seems a funny way of loving. At which the little ant nearly made me die of shame by asking, isn't that what you do at Holy Communion? Unable to bear this any longer, I called the little ant and asked her to help me teach the other ants how to smell the roses instead of eating them. Then one day, I met a young ant called Claudia. She was limpy, poor thing. We were in the garden at home, and with her permission, I turned her over on her back to see what the matter was with her tiny foot. For the first time in her life, Claudia saw the sky. Ants are just like us. Go, 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 run, 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 never pausing to look up and gaze at the sky. On seeing the sky for the first time, Claudia lay open-mouthed with amazement, with delight. I soon realized there was no point in asking her about the foot. She was not listening. She was just looking at the sky. So I invited the little boy who was taking his aunt friend for a bus ride to come and visit our garden and see all the ants smelling the roses instead of eating and turning on their back to look at the sky. Like all little children, the little boy was not surprised. He did not disbelieve me. He thought it was great. Unless you become like little children, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven, said Jesus. But can we afford to become like little children? We all are very nostalgic of our childhood. We all miss the simplicity, the joy, the carefree trust in life around us. But the biggest problem for a child is growing up. It seems that there is no way of growing up without growing to be worse or less happy people. The more we grow up, the more we discover how terrible and painful it is to live among grown-ups. The problem is that while growing up, we start to give less importance to the growing, and we become concentrated on and giving too much importance to the word up. Growing is something, Growing up is something else. Because we understand the word up to mean higher, bigger, better, richer, stronger. And so we lose the joy of growing up because we turn it into a race, a competition. Because it's not just getting stronger, but we need to get stronger than someone, better than someone, higher than someone. And we start first by comparing ourselves to the others. Soon we start competing with them. And we end up fighting them to move them out of our way so that we will be the winners. Instead of being driven by the joy of discovering, becoming, developing the more of who we can be, we think we can only grow up if we become more than others and if the others are lesser than us. We measure our greatness by the smallness of others. Jesus is like that lady of the story with the little lamb. Is trying to turn us on our backs. So that like Claudia, the limping ant of the story, we will start to see something else. Jesus turns our world upside down so that we can see the true greatness, and beauty of the universe, which is our real home. He is inviting us to stop comparing ourselves to others. Stop feeling superior or inferior to anyone. Like little children, He wants us to be fully absorbed by the beauty and the wonder of the world around us, which is the world within us. Only that will cure us of our limping, our stumbling on our life journey. Only that will stop us from liking roses because they fill our stomach and help us start living by their beauty, by their fragrance. Only that will help us discover the infinite beauty and greatness that we have all received when God created us in His image and likeness. All we have to do is to turn ourselves back, turn the world upside down, so that we can see the greatness of little things, the pettiness of the false greatness we dream about. We will discover true greatness and not the empty illusion of being better or stronger than someone else. Unless you become like little children, you will not see heaven, let alone enter heaven. The only real way to take us up is if we lovingly choose what seems to keep us down. The way to greatness is smallness. We have to stop understanding the word greatness to mean bigger or stronger. This will only make us killers of roses, killers of beauty, killers of kindness. We will be trying to grow bigger by devouring the others, like the ants devoured the roses. We need to understand that the word greatness means openness, smallness, sensitiveness, giving, loving until it hurts, as Mother Teresa used to say. If anyone wishes to be first, says Jesus, he shall be the last of all, the servant of all. And we shall only see and enter heaven if we turn our back to the world and its ways. Only this will really help us to grow up instead of growing down. So when someone tells you to grow up, just put everything behind your back and say, thank you. God bless you.